Who did it better?
What's up, guys? Today we're gonna... I told him I was recording. Hello. Yeah, what's up, Gramps? I'm trying to do a prediction video for Topuria versus Oliveira. You know, Topuria, he's gonna destroy Charles Oliveira in a minute. You what? You think Charles Oliveira is gonna beat Ilya Topuria? You bet $100,000 on Charles Oliveira to beat... He hung up on me. My own family, my own flesh and blood thinks Charles Oliveira is going to beat Ilya Topuria. Well, guess what, guys? It's not happening. We are not losing to old man Charles Oliveira. Now, in all seriousness, let's actually break down this fight. This will be my final prediction on this fight. Obviously, I'll do full card predictions later on in the week. But Ilya Topuria versus Charles Oliveira is not as close as you guys are trying to make it seem. It's not as difficult to predict as you guys are trying to make it seem. I'm sorry. I love you guys that are Charles Oliveira fans. I have nothing against you guys. I'm a Charles Oliveira fan. I know there's people that are in my community that are Charles Oliveira fans, like NRS. Shout out to him. And there's people that I respect that are big Charles Oliveira fans. I myself, like I said, am a Charles Oliveira fan. But you guys need to come to terms with the fact that Ilya Topuria is just built different. Now, seriously, I think Ilya Topuria is going to KO Charles Oliveira in the first round, and I'm going to explain to you why. Now, I have been rewatching Charles Oliveira fights this entire month. I've been rewatching Ilya Topuria fights this entire month. And to tell you the truth, it comes down to Charles Oliveira has never faced a boxer as slick, as precise as Ilya Topuria with a BJJ grappling background. I'm sorry. It's just the truth. Like, it's not as hard to predict as you guys are making it seem. Oh, no, well, you know, Charles is bigger than him. And I've already done a separate video breaking down those stupid narratives. But Charles's size, to me, is not going to be that much of a factor. Ilya Topuria is underratedly wide. He's underratedly dense. His back is wide. He's strong. He's thick. His muscles are thick. I've already said all this, but his legs are very thick. His arms are very thick. His forearms, his hands, his head even. Pause. No Jones, right? He's a very dense, thick human being. And I just believe that people are underrating that fact. They say he's too short, even though he's the same height as Armin. Now, again, he's not as dense and as thick as Armin, but he's still underratedly strong. And he's going to be bulking up. He does look bulked up at 155. This is going to be an easier weight cut, of course, right? And his body won't feel as drained. He'll have more power, I believe, with that added on lighter man skill. I'm sorry. You know, Charles Oliveira, if you guys want to bring height into this, because if you guys think height is such a big factor, well, guess what? Ilya Topuria's last opponent, Max Holloway, was taller than Charles Oliveira. If you guys really love bringing height into this, I don't like bringing height into this because I don't give a shit about height. You guys act like Ilya's 5'1". He's not. He's 5'7", I think. And Charles Oliveira, again, he's not as tall as Max Holloway. Obviously, he has more frame, more size on him. But my point is, Ilya Topuria is not this midget, this pipsqueak, and Charles is not this giant, the way you guys want to make it seem. Now, strength-wise, Charles Oliveira is very strong, but he's not this guy that, oh, when he gets you down, you can't get back up. He's not Makhachev. He's not Makhachev. He's not even like Khamzat Chimaev, bro. We've seen people get up from Charles's takedowns. We've seen people get out of bad positions that Charles has put them in, whether it's submissions, whether it's, you know, triangles. Someone with decent grappling, like the likes of an Armin Sarukian, can survive these positions. Now, I know the round ended, you know, when he was put in that triangle, or the guillotine where his short slipped off. But still, it wasn't as if he was like in immediate danger to where he just instantly tapped. Like, he still had enough power and strength within him to survive those submission threats from Charles. Now, or submission attempts, I should say. And I think Ilya Topuria has really tremendous grappling. I mean, people forget, man. I'm pretty sure, let's look at his record now. He has more wins by sub than he does knockouts. No one ever points this out. You got people like, oh, he has a grappling base. It means nothing. It does mean something when you have 8 wins via submission in your entire career. I've been rewatching his old fights, which I know don't really factor in, but he has a lot of freaking subs. A lot of subs. He's not just some KO artist, man. I think this is a very clear-cut fight. You know, I could bring up the fact that Charles gets rocked and dropped every fight, because he does. And I know Ilya is a bit hittable. I know he is. But Charles Oliveira is not a volume puncher like a Max or a Volk who has that speed to where he can pop you with a jab and come in on the outside. He still KO'd those guys, by the way, but I'm just saying, Charles is not a volume puncher. He's a singular shot guy. He can throw combinations, don't get me wrong. He can get in. He can get in the clinch, throw nasty knees and elbows. I know Charles is dynamic. He's got the knees. He's got the elbows. He's got the clinch game. But I think, if anything, that's kind of what you don't want. I don't think you want to be in the clinch with Ilya, because that would mean that you're in striker's range. You're in the void, as Demetrius Johnson would say. You're in the kill zone with Ilya Topuria. If anything, Charles' strategy should be the same that he had in the Chandler fight, which is be more patient, stay at range, use your kicks a lot, try to chop down Ilya Topuria. But I even think if he used that strategy, Ilya himself has very, very underrated low kicks. Very underrated low kicks. And he's very underrated at checking them as well. I rewatched the Max Holloway fight. He was checking a lot of those low kicks. He was timing a lot of those knee stomps. And he was punishing Max for those moves. Oh, you're going to hit a knee stomp? Let me pop you in the face with a jab. Let me time you with this. Let me time you with a body shot. He was timing Max very well. And I think, you know, Charles Oliveira, he has great low kicks, don't get me wrong. But I just don't. I think Ilya himself also has great low kicks. So they're going to be trading low kicks. He really hurt Max in the legs too. Ilya, that is. If you watch that fight, Max Holloway, many times where he was getting stumbled because he was getting calf kicked. So I don't know. I think his leg kicks are underrated. I think Charles has great low kicks himself. But I also think Ilya is not going to be scared to maybe catch a kick and go to the body, or catch a kick and go for a single leg, catch a kick and go for a double leg. He's not going to be scared to go to the ground with Charles. He's not. He's not like Gaethje, for example, which I don't even want to talk about the Gaethje fight because I rewatched highlights of that. Justin Gaethje dropped Charles about 3 times. This is the same Justin Gaethje in that fight that was slapping punches in the air. I'm sorry, but he was slapping punches in the air. But nonetheless, right? And also Chandler almost finished Charles, but we don't want to talk about that, right? But you guys don't think Ilya is going to finish him. But nonetheless, what was I saying? Ilya is not going to be scared to go to the ground with Charles Oliveira. He has wicked jiu-jitsu. I know it's not like insane jiu-jitsu, but very underrated and proven jiu-jitsu. It's not overrated when you have 8 submissions. You can't say, oh, his jiu-jitsu's overrated, bro. He has 8 fucking submissions. Like, what are we doing here? You can't just scream overrated this or he has proven jiu-jitsu. He has proven grappling. He's not going to be scared to go to the ground the way a Gaethje will. If Ilya drops Charles Oliveira, he's not going to, oh, look, Charles is trying to pull guard. I'm just going to let him on his back pull guard. No, he's going to be like, oh, shit, let me go for the finish. That's what Gaethje couldn't do. That's what Poirier was scared to do. But guess what? Makhachev wasn't scared to meet him in the ground. And look what happened there. He subbed him. And Arman wasn't. And yeah, he almost got subbed a couple of times, but he still won that fight. And he still had some nasty ground and pound at times. So I think Ilya Topuria is going to have a similar thing to those guys in terms of he won't be scared to meet Charles on the ground. He's not going to be scared. He's not going to be like, oh, I dropped Charles. Let me just stand. Like again, let's point to the Justin Gaethje fight. Oh, I hurt Charles Oliveira. Let me just stand and wait for him to get up. No, go for the finish. Because I guarantee you if Justin would have went for the finish, and if Justin had competent jiu-jitsu the way Arman does, he probably would have finished Charles. But no, because he's scared of the jiu-jitsu of Charles Oliveira. But that's my point. And if you want to talk about his jiu-jitsu like it's so great, he had Michael Chandler, a washed Michael Chandler, in pretty bad positions and still couldn't sub him for 5 rounds. 5 fucking rounds. I mean, let's honestly, in retrospect, that performance was not all that great. You know, when it happened, I said, you know, this might be the best version of Charles we ever saw. It really wasn't. It was just that he was patient, and he was fighting a washed Michael Chandler. How good of a version of Charles really was that? Let's be honest. Oh, well, he was really patient, and he got a couple of takedowns against the guy who was there to get taken down in Michael Chandler. A dog shit fighter. I'm sorry, bro. It is what it is. Whereas Ilia Topuria, in his last fight, I know he got lit up a couple of times. I know. But he still got the KO against a guy who has never even been dropped. Gaethje Gaethje flash knocked down him. Gaethje, like, you know what I mean. He knocked him down, but it was like a flash knockdown. You know, not flashing in the Mackenzie Dern way. I'm talking about flashing like he dropped him with a punch. But still, it wasn't this. Ilia rocked him and KO'd him. And don't talk about the weight cut. Don't talk about, oh, Max was drained. Because, again, that was never a factor in any of Max's other fights until the Ilia fight. Then, all of a sudden, now Max is drained. Max is 32 years old, 33 maybe. He's in the prime of his career. Up until the Ilia fight, we had saw the best versions of Max Holloway we had ever seen. KO'd Justin Gaethje, KO'd the Korean Zombie, and beat Arnold Allen in a 4-1, 3-2 decision in a great fight. So Ilia KOing Max Holloway is obscenely impressive. Even him KOing Volk is really impressive because I know that was a different version of Volk. It wasn't the same Volk, but really he got KO'd making the same mistake he always does, which is going back with his chin up. Like bro thinks he's Floyd Mayweather or Sean Strickland. You can't pull off the Philly shell, Volk, so stop trying it. Because that's how Diego Lopez caught him. That's how he always gets caught. So, nonetheless, Ilia, to wrap this up, Ilia Topuria, what I think is going to happen is Charles Oliveira, I am curious the kind of game he's going to play. Is he going to be more patient? Is he going to be more forward pressuring? I think he's going to forward pressure. I think he's not going to allow Ilia to bully him. He's going to try to go for some clinch work, but I think Ilia Topuria is going to land a hook. He's going to time him. I truly believe this. He's going to time him. I think Charles is going to try to come in. He might land an elbow or something in the clinch, but I think Ilia is going to be deceptively very strong, underratedly very strong. And I think he's going to get the KO. I think it's going to be a left hook. He might land a couple of low kicks as well to slow Charles down. He's not going to be scared of going to the ground if it goes to the ground. If he drops Charles, he's getting the finish. I wouldn't even be shocked if he gets a sub. And I just think the thing is, and I didn't even factor this part in, Charles Oliveira is as good as he's ever going to be. That Michael Chandler fight, or what was the fight, the Arman fight, this is the best version of Charles we're ever going to see. Ilia Topuria is 28 years old. He is going to get better. Watch one clip of him boxing. Hitting the pads, hitting the whatever the case may be. The guy is the best boxer we have ever seen in the UFC. Charles Oliveira is getting dropped by guys like Justin Gaethje who don't even know how to properly throw fucking technique. But he has insane power, but he has no technique. And you guys think Ilia is going to... I'm sorry, guys. It's easier. This is the easiest main event to pick ever. I'm sorry, ever. This is the most clear-cut fight to predict of the year in terms of main events. Ilia Topuria will KO Charles Oliveira. I'm going to say in the first round. I'm going to say Charles Oliveira goes forward. He's going to try to pressure Ilia, and Ilia is going to tag him with something. He might have a moment where he lands an elbow, and it's like, whoa, hold on there now. Charles might land something, and he kind of separates. Ilia's going to be popping the jab, maybe popping the jab to the body. Charles is going to maybe try to go for some low kicks, maybe a teep or something. I think that teep is going to be interesting because I think I could see Ilia just catching that teep, boom, right hand to the body. Or when he does that stupid jump kick, I could see Ilia like catching him with a punch to the same way Islam did. I can kind of see that. But I don't know. I think the kicks could be a good factor for him, but I think the kicks might be a bad idea as well because I think Ilia can catch him with some sneaky little shots, especially to the body. So I think Ilia, he's going to walk him down. I think Charles is going to have a little bit of success. He might land an elbow or something. But I think midway through the round, I think Ilia is going to catch Charles with something, some sort of hook. Charles will get rocked. Or even honestly, I think if he catches him, he's just going to drop him and KO him, man. I'm going to say ground and pound TKO. I think he's going to drop him really bad with a left hook. I can just see it. And I'm not even going to say against the fence because he doesn't really need to catch you against the fence. I mean, most of his KOs are against the fence, but like that right hand to Max was in the middle of the octagon. He timed that so well, man. The Max fight, the kicks were, it was a good strategy from Max, but it was a detriment because Ilya was timing it very well. I think he's going to time one of Charles's kicks or something and go upstairs. I don't know, man. I think he's going to catch Charles with maybe a right hand or a left hook. Charles is going to go down. He's not going to be fully there. Ilya's going to hammer fist him, and Herb Dean or Mark Goddard, I believe is the ref, is going to step in, and that's it. I think Ilya's going to TKO Charles Oliveira in the first round. I think it's not going to be as hard as you guys. Some of you guys are making it seem. It's going to be a walk in the park for us. That's all I got for you guys. I'm sweating, as you can see. It's about 100 degrees. It's about 100 degrees where I live. So, yeah, I'm going to get out of here and go shower. See you guys next time. Like and sub. What are your predictions? I already know the Charles fans are going to come flood the comments, so bring it on, boys. See you guys. Peace.